Time magazine released their athlete of the year, and well, it's a woman, but honestly, Caitlin Clark, not a bad pick at all. I mean, it's kind of hilarious given the fact that we had, a Summer Olympics and nobody competing ended up making a name for themselves except for one breakdancer that's out there, but that would have been hilarious. So it's like, okay, cool, we need to have a woman athlete of the year. Great, fantastic. It's going to be Ray Gunn. I beg your pardon. But no, Caitlin Clark, excellent choice on that one. She single-handedly put the WNBA games in NBA arenas. She was the first one to ever do that in the entirety of the league. She got closer than ever to making that league profitable by her simple presence. She is a one-woman phenomenon that if the WNBA wasn't, ran and operated by women, they would firmly get behind and save their flailing league. But what ended up happening after this announcement? Well, the same thing that they did when Caitlin Clark came in, gave the league credibility at the beginning of the year. They decided to throw bows and get petty because Caitlin Clark's Time magazine honor divides the WNBA. Why? She's the first. I'm pretty sure she's the first athlete, not female athlete of the league. Of the year. Full-throated, no addendum needed. Athlete of the year is playing in the WNBA, and instead of supporter, you just decide to ankle bite. I mean, the jokes write themselves, man. Matt Barnes, 2017 NBA, a champion with the Golden State Warriors, hit out at those playing down Caitlin Clark's impact on AS women's basketball after the 22-year-old was voted Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year on December 11th. It's crazy because, okay, you just ask a random person to name a WNBA team, okay, and 9 out of 9, and I'll give you the one for fun. They will either come up blank or they'll say Los Angeles Sparks, okay. But if you ask them for two, they'll just throw their hands up because I don't know, like Chicago probably has a team. I don't know, man. But nobody would have said, oh, there's an Indiana team, right? No, she single-handedly put this on the map. She is the WNBA's, not LeBron James. Well, after some of her other comments, I would say probably LeBron James is an apt description because the moment that she's gone from the league just returns to abject irrelevance. But no, she had the opportunity to be the WNBA's Michael Jordan, but she threw it all away. Credited for transforming the WNBA and ushering in a new era of attention and popularity. The Indiana Fever ace has taken the league by storm in her debut season and averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game on her way to becoming Rookie of the Year. And numbers like that, she should have been MVP, honestly. Like, have you seen some of the highlights from a WNBA game? You wouldn't see that many missed layups outside of an insult comic trying to work the room at the Apollo. So it's no shock that if any women's player was nominated for Athlete of the Year, it was her. But that's not how the likes of Sheila Johnson, owner of the Washington Mystics, have read it, as she claimed the wider rookie class is why the sport is more popular than ever. Absolutely not. Because, yeah, there's that one with, the Cumbrellas, right? I think she plays for Chicago. I know it's the Chicago Sky because I'm one of those weirdos that at least follows the news stories about this. But Angela Reese, right? The fact that I need to ask for affirmation because I don't quite know her name just lets you know that, yeah, if you have Athlete of the Year, if you have, like, what was it? Time gave Person of the Year in 2020 to everybody because, oh my god, we survived the common cold. How fantastic, right? So yeah, it's not an unprecedented move, but you take a look at the rest of that rookie class and bro, they pale in comparison. People are going to be looking forward to the beginning of the WNBA season because of Caitlin Clark. They will be following Indiana. The rest of them are going to fall by the wayside. Some agreed with the 75-year-old and some disagreed, and it turns out that Barnes is in the latter camp as he came to the defense of the point guard after she collected the historic accolade. Yes, she's damned if she does, Barnes told the All Smoke podcast, and she's damned if she doesn't. While the NBA ratings continue to drop over 30% as they try to figure out who's going to fill the shoes of LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry. Well, they're all still playing right now. Steph Curry at a reasonably high degree. Kevin Durant, I don't really know if he's ever been comfortable being in the spotlight. And LeBron James, after trying to get his kid over and then just disappearing for like a week after, everybody tangentially connected to Diddy starting to catch accusations of their own. It's very interesting, his disappearance. But no, again, it's another one of those situations where, have you seen the highlights of the modern NBA? It's sloppy passing and wide open threes that nobody gets excited about. It is a far cry, because I used to really like the NBA, okay? I remember specifically, like, the one game that I remember most vividly in my mind was the final Kobe Shaq game, okay? It was what was that, game 5 of Detroit going over LA in 2004, busting up that three-peat. That was fun, because also the Spurs were running hot at that time, and they were playing a different ball game. And the guys out east, oh my God. Like, the NBA used to be great. And then, yeah, I would say Steph Curry really killed the game. LeBron James made everything political. And, Kevin Durant is just one of the most unwilling superstars that the league has ever seen. So, yeah, this fall off has been coming for a while. It's just all culminating in 2024 for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. Must have something to do with some incoming president who shares a skin tone with the central component of the game. So instead of downplaying the magnitude of who she is and what she's brought, enjoy the ride and take advantage of the ride, and do everything you can to to show the fan base why they should have been watching before Caitlyn came along. Exactly. Like, Matt Barnes is 1000% correct on this, okay? Barnes did, however, concede that she isn't the sole reason for the boom in popularity, as she also highlighted the Las Vegas Aces Aja Wilson. Yes, as another peer. What was it? She broke a record. What was it? The first player in the year, it was some pathetic mark, to score 16,000 points. It was something crazy. It ended up being equivalent to somebody averaging 20 points in the league. It was crazy. But yeah, I didn't know she's the veritable bonanza of scoring, and that's why the game's so popular. He did add, though, that Clark offers a ton of opportunity and more money than anyone else. Yeah, it's crazy, because she is intensely popular, because she is intensely skilled, and she deserves that Athlete of the Year. It's a combination of her dominating the conversation in the league and also in the entire sport, and a relatively soft year in competition. Shohei Ohtani probably could have won. He put up a 50-50 season, even with, baseball doing also similarly stupid rule changes. If they put in that golden at bat, I've been done on the MLB for a while, but that's just that takes it to another level. But yeah, I guess Shohei probably could have been there, but nowhere near as popular, honestly, when it comes to engagement, as Caitlyn Clark. Just them are the facts. You will never hear me simp for women's sports. Not at all whatsoever. Hell, when you get some of those lesser tier dudes go over and put a wig and slap on a sports bra, I think that shit is hilarious, because you wanted that stuff for a long time. Now you got it, and you got to deal with the consequences of it. So no, I'm not trying to save no hoes from themselves. Clark deserved that shit, and now she also deserves the backlash for the stupid comments she's making afterwards, because this is why I never really support chicks that much, because they will always do something to undermine the support that you afford them. Caitlyn Clark credits black players for building the WNBA while acknowledging her not just privilege, her white privilege. And I forget where I seen this, but somebody pointed out, it's like, no. Caitlyn Clark doesn't have white privilege, because, yeah, black players built the WNBA. Yeah, you have your Candace Parkers, and I would name other non-Brittany Griner related players, but I literally can't when it comes to the WNBA. But yeah, the black players built it to a league that couldn't fill out a high school gymnasium. And she comes along and puts that shit in the Conseco Fieldhouse, or wherever the Pacers play. She was the first one to do that. She acknowledges her white privilege. Bro, like, what are we doing out here? And no, this isn't taken out of context. Here's the clip. Indiana Fever guard Caitlyn Clark has helped take the WNBA to a whole new level of popularity. But she has made sure to remind people that much of the foundation of the league was built by black stars. I don't necessarily think that that's accurate. Clark, who was named Times US 2024 Athlete of the Year on December 10th, 11th, it depends on where you're at, I guess, reflected on the publication's story on her achievement, about how she views her place in the league's lineage of talent. I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. Oh my God. It's white guilt, not white privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has kind of been built on them. Yeah, no, it has. It just kind of amounted to a built-up neighborhood in sub-Saharan Africa, all built by black people. Still has thatched roofs. Not really an improvement. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. Yeah, I understand what she's doing, mostly because she doesn't really want to get put on her ass that much this year. She kind of has to play the game and go, yeah, I know I'm the only cracker in the soup around here. And that's crazy and stuff like that. But I'm going to continue to dominate. But this league, yeah, this league was made by a bunch of, people that Don Imus would have a couple of interesting comments to make about him. But, yeah, no, built by blacks, dominated by whites. Clark's comments refer to her white privilege, defined as inherent and unearned advantages and benefits white people have over non-white people, this is so stupid in the context of sports, because there is no such thing as privilege whatsoever, because, yeah, just keeping it in the confines of basketball, Bronny James wouldn't be playing in the G League right now if privilege was a thing. You could argue privilege when he ended up getting drafted, but there's a tremendous amount of upside to having LeBron James's kid there. It's just keeping him on the main roster. Yeah, that's a liability as opposed to an asset. There are many players that have stormed the league. I'm sure that there has been, a fair few WNBA prospects that had, or talent, a higher upside than Caitlin Clark. Don't ask me for any specific examples because I can't name you one. But the WNBA is rich with flameouts. Greg Oden, Anthony Bennett. Oh my God, how many #1 overall picks end up washing out the league in 2 to 3 years? But no, there's no such thing as white privilege or black privilege in sports. You have to earn your spot. You have to be good in order to get recognized. Did Jeremy Lin back in, 2011? Did he have Asian privilege when Lin Sanity was dominating New York? No, he was on the run of a lifetime that continued to give him a career because people thought that he could somehow recapture that 1 or 2 month run of legendary play. So yeah, I wish you luck in your sophomore season, Caitlin Clark, because it's stupid comments like that turn people who were a defender in your rookie season for seeing some incredibly unjust play towards you, constantly getting knocked down by Kennedy Carter. Remember that, yeah, you got put on your ass several times in those dust-ups, but if you don't want to stick up for yourself, why should anybody else stick up for you? So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.